Hey, kids, let's talk about midsegments of triangles. This is section 5-1, looking at the reteaching. Going to go ahead and get us some color here. Going to go with red. This one should be quicker than most, but we'll see. I've said that before. Okay, so connecting the midsegments of two sides of a triangle creates a segment called a midsegment. So it tells you in the notes here that point X is the midpoint of AB. If X is the midpoint of AB, then it cuts it into two equal pieces. Which means AX equals BX. And then it says the point Y is the midpoint of BC. So if Y is the midpoint of BC, then BY equals CY. That's what a midpoint does. It cuts something into two equal pieces. So that means that X and Y is the midsegment of triangle ABC. There is a special relationship between a midsegment and the side of the triangle that is not connected to the midsegment. So the triangle midsegment theorem says that the midsegment is parallel to the third side of the triangle, which here means that XY is parallel to AC, and they have said this in the symbols over here. Remember, the two lines straight up and down mean parallel. And it says that the length of the midsegment is half the length of the third side. So XY is half the length of AC. And we can use that to find the lengths of the midsegment and of the other side of the triangle. So when you connect each pair of midpoints, you can see that a triangle has three midsegments. So XY is a midsegment and parallel to AC. XZ is a midsegment and parallel to BC. And ZY is a midsegment and parallel to BA. And remember that the midsegments are also half of the length of the side that they are parallel to. So XY is half of AC, YZ is half of AB, and XZ is half of BC. So the problem here says that QR is a midsegment of MNO, and it wants to know the length of MO. Well, if QR is a midsegment, that means that it is half the length of the third side of the triangle that is parallel to. Well, 20 is half of what? 20 is half of 40, so that tells us that MO is 40. And they show you an algebraic version or view of that right there. Okay? Another problem here tells you that AB is the midsegment of triangle GEF. A midsegment is half the value or half the measure of the side that is parallel to, which means that AB is half of 20, which means that AB is 10. So you could simply set 2x equal to 10 and then divide by 2 and get 5. Here is another algebraic version of how to work that one. So let's look at these problems down here. This tells you, number one, that you're looking for the length of AC. Well, DE is the midsegment, so DE is the midsegment. So is, half of AC. So 15 is half of what? 15 is half of 30. So AC equals 30. And that's really all there is to it here. Okay, I'm going to flip between the colors here. Oh, okay, well that just changed that one to blue. Well, that's pretty anyway. I'm going to go up here to the top here and show that these are the completed 5-1 notes, just so that when we save those, we'll have that there for us. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and switch our texture back to red. And look at number 2. Number 2 wants you to find the length of TU. Well, TU is the midsegment, so is half of RS. So is half of 26. So TU is, we're going to say equals 13, since 13 is half of 26. Okay, switch over here then to, we could probably just flip between blue and red here. Let's go blue, okay. On number 3, this wants you to find the length of SU. So again, we can talk this through and say, well, SU is the midsegment. I think I spelled that just a little bit wrong. So is half of RV, so is half of 10.6, so SU equals 5.3. So we're just taking half of it there. All right. Looking at number 4. Number 4 is looking for the length of the midsegment again. So this is just same types of problems over and over again. MO is the midsegment. So is half of LP, so is half of 8.8, so MO equals 4.4. Okay. I wish I could say stop me if you have questions. If you have questions, you can, hey, I'm recording the lesson. If you have questions, you can type them in an email or send it through Canvas, send it through Teams. All right, so 5 wants us to find the length of GH. Okay, so GH, well, we'll say FI is the midsegment, so is half of GH. So 15 is half of GH, and 15 is half of what? Fifteen is half of 30. So GH equals 30. This is the exact same problem as number 1. Look at that. It kind of gave you a free one there. Switching back to red. And let's look at number 6. JK. It's looking for JK. And this is working exactly like number 5. So we're going to say NO is the midsegment. So NO is half of JK. NO is 4.5. So 4.5 is half of what? 4.5 is half of 9. So JK equals 9. All right, so just 6 more problems down here at the bottom. This one is the same exact concepts as in 1 through 6, but here you have some algebraic expressions in there that are going to make it to where you're going to set up equations for these. So in each one of these, it tells you that AB is the midsegment. AB is the midsegment, which means AB is half of the third side of the triangle, which it is parallel to. It'll take 2 of the midsegments in order to equal the third side of the triangle. Let's make a note of that. Since the midsegment is half of the third side which it is parallel to, then it will take 2 midsegments to equal that side. So we're going to use that information to set up these equations. I'm going to switch back to blue. All right, so it's going to take 2 midsegments on number 7 here, or 2 3x's. So I'll start off with that. 2 times 3x, that's 2 of the midsegments, equals the side that is parallel to, or 5x plus 7. And then we're just going to simplify and solve this. 2 times 3x is 6x, equals 5x plus 7. And then we just have a 2-step algebra problem here. Moving all the x's to one side, I will subtract 5x from both sides here. Subtract 5x. That's going to leave me, let's see, 6x minus 5x is just x. And on the right side, 5x minus 5x canceled out, leaves me with 7. So I get that x here equals 7. And that's it on that. You're effectively going to do this exact same process for every one of these problems. Let's grab a different color here for number 8. Okay, so again, 2 of the midsegments equals the side that it is parallel to. So for 8, we have 2 times 2x plus 5, because that is the midsegment. 2 of those equals the third side, or 3x plus 15. I'm going to simplify here by distributing that 2 through the parentheses. 2 times the quantity 2x minus 5, 2x plus 5 is 4x plus 10 equals 3x plus 15. And again, we just have a 2-step algebra problem here. Move the x's to one side and the constants to the other. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides here. When I'm subtracting 3x from both sides here, that effectively moves all my x's to the left. So if I'm going to move my x's to the left, I'm going to move my constants to the right, which means I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. So I'm going to do all this in one step here, subtracting 10 from both sides. And you'll see that what this does is it makes it to where my x's are on one side and my constants are on the other side. So on the left side here, 4x minus 3x is x, and then 10 minus 10 canceled out. So on the right side, 3x minus 3x canceled out, and 15 minus 10 gives me 5. So I end up with x equals 5. 4 more problems. Okay. And you can always rewatch this or pause it or go back if you missed what I said on any of these. On number 9, the midsegment is 10x. So we have 2 times that midsegment of 10x equals the third side that it is parallel to, which is 15x plus 6.5. So again, we're going to simplify and solve. 2 times 10x is 20x equals 15x plus 6.5. Next step is to move those x's all to one side. So I'm going to subtract, 15x. And subtract 15x from both sides. So on the left side, 20x minus 15x gives me 5x. And on the right side, 15x minus 15x canceled out, and I'm left with 6.5. So then I just need to divide both sides by 5. So when I divide both sides by 5, I get that x equals 6.5 divided by 5. And you guys can absolutely pull up your calculator if you want to, or you can leave it as a fraction. A decimal and a fraction isn't pretty, but it's not wrong. It's just in a form that most find undesirable. So 6.5 divided by 5 gives me 1.3. So I'm going to go back to that page and show that then x equals 1.3. All right, 3 more. We're doing great. Y'all are doing great. Okay, so on 10, same exact type setup as all the rest of them, especially number 7. So we have 2 of the midsegments, or 2 times 2x equals 3x plus 11. Simplifying, 2 times 2x is 4x. And on the right side, I have 3x plus 11. So this is, again, just a 2-step algebra problem. I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. On the left side, 4x minus 3x is just x. And on the right side, 3x minus 3x minus 3x that cancels out, and I have just 11 left. So x equals 11 on that one. 2 more. Switching back to blue for number 11. Number 11, this one does not show the midsegment length or the side across from it, but it does show the length of the 2 pieces that midpoint cut. So since AB is the midsegment, that means B is a midpoint, which means x minus 7 must equal 2x minus 17. So I've got x minus 7 equals 2x minus 17. And then again, I'm just solving for x. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Subtract x. On the left side, x minus x, those cancel out, and I'm left with negative 7 on the left side. And on the right, I have 2x minus x, which is just x, and then I have my minus 17. So my last step then is going to be to add 17 to both sides. And on the left side, negative 7 plus 17 just gives me 10. And then I have that x left on the right, and negative 17 plus 17 cancels out, so I'm left with just x equals 10. Last problem. On 12, again, I have something on the midsegment, and I have something on the other side. It takes 2 midsegments, or 2 times x, to equal the third side, which it is parallel to, so 2x equals 27. So all I need to do then is divide both sides by 2, and I get that x equals 27 divided by 2. And you can think of this a number of different ways. You could actually leave it like that. 27 divided by 2 is a perfectly fair answer. 26 divided by 2 would give you 13. So 27 divided by 2 would give you 13.5. I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Save. And download it. And I will upload this to Canvas for your notes for this lesson. Thank you for watching.